What's going on, guys? It is Hunter here, and today we're going to be going, this will be my first NFL Power Rankings. I'm going to try to start doing this every week, as I don't get enough NFL videos out, and the only time I really talk about NFL is on the podcast, and I would like to talk about it more on the channel itself. So we're going to go through the Power Rankings. I'm going to try to update these every week. Yeah, and let's get right into it, I guess, guys. And coming down at number 32, so there's 32 teams in the league. At 32, we got the Lions. They haven't won a game yet. They've gotten close, actually. You could argue they're probably better than some of the teams above them, talent-wise, but they haven't won yet, so I can't put them above it. They got to start winning. Number 31 is the Dolphins. The Dolphins would be higher, as they have a lot more talent than the teams above them. They probably have the most talent out of like numbers like 32 through like 26, probably. But what sucks for them is they just can't put it together. I think they have a coaching problem, and it doesn't help Tua was hurt for a little bit, but it also looks bad that the day Tua comes back, they get beat by the number 30 team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, my favorite team. I'm a Jags fan. Trevor finally got his first win. Good for them. They're still really bad, though. They still got problems. Off the field, too, as well, with the Jaguars is another big problem with them. Coming in at number 29, we got the Houston Texans. They're debatably probably the worst team. But they got to win over the Jags in week 1 when Tyrod Taylor's there. So I don't know when they get Tyrod Taylor back. They might not. I'm not sure. If they get Tyrod Taylor back, I actually think they're probably 29 best team in the league. But without him, David Mills is just not it. He's the worst quarterback in the league. Yeah. But as of right now, I think they'll eventually fall in the future. But as of right now, I got them number 29 with that head-to-head over the Jags at the beginning of the year. 28, we got the Giants. The Giants have been, I wouldn't say, they've been disappointing this year. A lot of people think they'd have more wins by now. Not a lot, maybe like 2 or 3, but right now they got 1. And yeah, it's just the only reason they're not above the Jets at number 27 is because the Jets have a win over the Titans. So number 27, we got the Jets. The Jets win over the Titans is big, especially look at the Titans now. They look better this past week. That's a big win for the Jets and kind of came out of nowhere. I think Zach Wilson's definitely their quarterback of the future. And they just got to keep building there and build around him. Number 26 is the Colts. This is a weird team. I don't think they're that good. I think Carson Wentz is actually really bad. And I think they need to move on from him and draft a quarterback in this next draft. There's not much to pick from, but I think they can find somebody, maybe in the later rounds, that could be a boom player type deal. They got good running backs, good offensive line. Their defense is all right. They just can't win. I mean, it's just that simple. They just can't beat the teams. They beat all the bad teams. They just can't beat the good ones, and that goes for a lot of the ways, especially just like number 25, the Patriots. Let's be honest. If there wasn't a feud between Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, they wouldn't even got close to beating the Bucs. I think the feud motivated both teams in different ways and made it a close game, but I still think the Patriots are not that good. I think Matt Jones so far has done what they need him to do. I think Matt Jones is 100% their quarterback of the future, but they're just missing some key pieces. And they can figure it out. I trust Bill Belichick. I think they'll figure it out. Number 24 is the Falcons. The Falcons are one of those teams where like that's their max right there is 24. I don't think they can get any better than what they are right now. Kyle Pitts has not done exactly what they want him to do this year. He's done pretty good. But besides that, their defense is still god awful. And if they could find any type of defense, they'd be a pretty good team. But I think 24 is as tops as Falcons will go. And I actually think they'll finish the year lower than 24. 23 is the Washington football team. This team has been really disappointing on defense, even though they looked pretty decent this past week against the Chiefs. Tyler Heineke has been a pretty good bridge quarterback for them to get them to where they're at now, but they need to go get a quarterback. They need to go settle down because this team has a lot of talent and can be good in the future. Number 22 is the Eagles. Jalen Hurts has done exactly what they asked of him so far, and he's been really good for them. Where I think the Eagles' problem is they have a really good quarterback. Well, I don't think Jalen Hurts is really good. I think he's good. They just don't have anything around him. Their wide receivers are all right. Their offensive line's all right. Their defense is all right. Everything around is just all right. And if they can find better parts of that, they could be a lot better. Number 21 is the San Francisco 49ers. And the 49ers have been... Sorry about that, guys. I had somebody walk in on me. But we're back now. We're at 21, the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are a weird team where, like, when Garoppolo's in there, they look okay. But when Trey Lance is in there, they give him a spark. But Trey Lance doesn't look all that great either. It's really odd with the 49ers. And I think they're right there kind of in the middle of the pack right now. But I think they can figure it out and maybe even be be better than what they are right now. Number 20 is the Seattle Seahawks. With Russell Wilson going down, unless he gets back soon, they're going to end up falling even lower than the power rankings than what they are right now. But with Russell Wilson there, I think they're like probably a top 17 team at least. But when he's gone, they're just going to keep dropping, and so far I got them right now at 20. Number 19 is the Bears. Justin Fields have gave this team a spark, and they look better than Andy Dalton for sure. That's for sure. This offensive line has to figure it out for Justin Fields, though, and give him some help. And wide receivers, they got one, and he hasn't even been targeted that much. Just the Bears' defense is really what's kept them here where they're at and won so many games. Number 18 is the Saints. Famous Jameis, he's been doing decent. He's been doing all right. But the Saints are a weird team where, I'm going to be honest with you, Sean Brady. The Saints' offensive coordinator is literally carrying them, and that's just how it is. Their offense doesn't have that much talent, but the coordinator keeps them in it. Number 17 is the Broncos. The Broncos are one of those teams that I could definitely see being overrated and could easily drop into the 20s by the end of the year. But right now they're playing like the 17 team, and that's where I got them. Number 16 is the Panthers. I actually think this team's better than what they're portrayed. I think 16 is a good number for them. I think Sam Darnold actually doesn't even look that bad with the Panthers, and I think the Panthers' defense is really good. Number 15 is the Steelers. I think the Steelers get overhated on sometimes. I don't like the Steelers, but sometimes I know their fans are kind of annoying when they come in and say, you know, we're elite and stuff like that, and they're not. But they're still a decent team. I think some people forget about they're still a decent team. They do have a quarterback issue. Big Ben's not it. Number 14 is the Vikings. This team has all the talent in the world, in my opinion. They just can't figure it out. It could be a lot better in 14. 14 is still a good number for them, and I think that's where they need to be. Number 13 is the Chiefs, one of the most disappointing teams this year. I think they'll end up getting figured out throughout the season, though. They have too much talent. But as of right now, they're 13. I can't put them any higher. Number 12 is the Bengals. I got this team pretty higher than most people. But I actually think the Bengals, this is a good year for them. I think next year they could actually be like a top 10 team. If they can just draft some more people. They got the wide receivers. They got the quarterback. Offensive line starting to look better. Joe Mixon, keep him healthy. He's decent. And just got to figure out some things on defense. But they haven't looked that bad on defense either. And that's why I got them number 12. Number 11 is the Raiders. With their coach going down, that could cause some problems for them in the future. But they won this past week without him and actually won pretty easily. So good for the Raiders. I could definitely see them being, you know, they could end up finishing top 10 easily. So let's go into the top 10. The top 10, number 10, I got the Browns. The Browns lost Baker Mayfield, Odell Beckham Jr., they're starting running back. Browns got some problems, but they still won this past week. And they're still number 10. I think they'll get some of these guys back later on in the year, and that will improve them and still be a top 10 team. Maybe. If not, we'll drop them. No big deal. Number 9 is the Chargers. Chargers are the most inconsistent team in the league, in my opinion. One week they look really good, and the next week they look awful. I think 9's a good spot for them. 9's kind of like, I think 7 or 6 is probably their top. I don't see them dropping and making it to the top 5, but their bottom is so low they could end up finishing in the 15s, 15, 16, something like that. So Chargers just a weird team to rank, but I got them at 9. Number 8 is the Titans. They had that weird loss to the Jets, but besides that, they've looked pretty good. Now that they got everybody back, they look a lot better on offense. And if their defense can get some stops occasionally, I think their offense can carry them. Number 7 is the Bills. The Bills are another weird team. Josh Allen, I think, is really why this team's where they're at. And, they got good wide receivers and stuff like that, but their defense needs to improve a little bit to make that top 5 jump. Number 6 is the Ravens, or the Lamar Jacksons, whatever you want to call them. They got one player, and he carries them, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Give some credit to the tight end, dude. He does pretty good, Andrews. But besides that, I think the Ravens will start dropping. I think this is a miracle right now, and I think it'll eventually stop, as Lamar Jackson can't carry them forever. Number 5, breaking into the top 5, is the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are one of those teams where you got Aaron Rodgers, who's mad, and he's making everyone else pay for it. And that's what's happening. He's playing really good. Packers are playing really good right now. Packers top 5 team easily. Same with the Rams. There ain't much to say about them. Matthew Stafford, what a good trade. They're number 4, top 5 now. That defense is legit. And as long as the Rams can score average amount of points, they'll win most of their games. Number 3 is the Cowboys, kind of a surprising team, but everyone knew they had the talent to do this. Their offense has been lights out, and their defense has been getting takeaways for them, and that's made them into a top 3 team, in my opinion. Number 2 is Tom Brady, the GOAT. At number 2 here with the Bucks. This team they're just too good. Tom Brady's just too good. He's so old, and he still has some of his best stats to date. It's insane what he does. You can say whatever you want about him. It's crazy. Number 1 is the Cardinals. Kyler Murray and that team are undefeated as their offense is lightning good. It's insane, and their defense is good enough to keep them in ball games. It is wild what the Cardinals are doing right now with Kyler Murray and things like that. And with that being said, guys, that'll be it. That'll be the end of this video. Make sure you go follow my TikTok and Instagram and Twitter. That's all this right here at Boogie_sports. And you guys can find clips and stuff on there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.